Good morning, good afternoon. It's your boy, Leave It to Beef. I'm back. It is June 14th. You know what time it is? These are the breaks.
These
are the breaks.
These are the breaks. You know what it is.
What's going on, folks? It's your boy, Leave It to Beef. It is June 14th, and these are the breaks. You know what time it is. We are the champions, my friends. And you probably think I'm singing about LA team. I'm not. I'm actually talking about the Denver Nuggets ending the drought. They have won their first NBA championship in franchise history. Congratulations to that organization. And it's kind of crazy, right? The organization is owned by Steve Kroenke, the same person that owns the Los Angeles Rams, the same person that owns the Colorado Avalanche, and he also owns another team, and all his teams necessarily won a championship. Now, you can't tell me he's the happiest owner in the world, right? I mean, party. And you know Denver's going to party all night long, right? And it's a great feeling. 4-1. I also do want to congratulate the Heat Possum, right? The Heat Possum, they was playing possum as much as they could, but it didn't quite work out at the end. Now, there was a few things that took place in the finals. If you didn't catch on to it, one conversation took place prior was with Jimmy Butler, and a lot of people are in an uproar about it. Me, honestly, I do not care, but just kind of paraphrase what Jimmy was saying. Jimmy basically said he doesn't care about the Hall of Fame, and not just the Hall of Fame itself. He's not saying he doesn't care in regards of being in the Hall of Fame. He just doesn't care for all the acclimates and the things that take place that centers around the Hall of Fame and things like that. He stated, I'm more of a team guy. Now, Jimmy, the only thing I would say is that should have been a conversation that you should just kept in your bag. I would have said I've been thrilled in regards to being in the Hall of Fame, but I really wouldn't care, or I really, I would be happy a little bit with the acclimates and things like that. But a lot of people are ripping him for it. I don't really see not much of a rip. He says much of the team player. But Jimmy, think of it in the Hall of Fame like this: you're in the Hall of Fame because of the team that you built, the team that was around you, right? You went ahead out there, of course, you being a star player, you went ahead and took care of your business. But at the end of the day, Jimmy, when all said and done, and when you put on that gold jacket, you still are representing that organization and that team. Whenever they mention the Miami Heat, you will be in a different tier class of being a team guy when it comes to them mentioning Jimmy Butler. Now, Jimmy, you did stink it up in the finals. Oh, my God, P. You was terrible. You actually look like a star number 2. You actually missing the lead star. But, again, it was so much pressure on those role players to fulfill and come up like that. Tyler Hero, I think he was a big missing piece when it comes to it. But I don't want to dwell too much on the Heat in the state of Florida. It's actually, we're going to talk about them later when we jump into our Heartbreak Hotel segment. But right now, I want to focus more on Denver, and I just want to talk about the Joker and Murray, the first duo to put up 25, 5, and 5 in the finals. Now, again, you might think, oh, Kobe and Shaq and all these dynamic duos, but actually Joker and Murray is standing on top when it comes to that. Now, Joker, he actually had me in tears. Joker remind me of myself like during Christmas time when they're throwing holiday parties and really deep down inside, you just want to go home. That's all he wanted to do. Job finished. He said, I want to go home. He want to go back to his form. He wants to relax. Now, don't get me wrong. He's going to party with his teammates and stuff like that, but that's Joker mentality, right? He comes in, blue-collar type of worker, come in with his lunch pail, hard hat, takes care of the season, take care of the championship, and he's ready to go home. I don't blame him. Shit, I'll be ready to go home.
Bye-bye.
As well. I got a ring. I got MVPs. I got the the MVP of the finals, I'm good to go in regards to that. Now, another topic in the Breaking the Leave It segment is going to be Joker being one of the greatest centers ever. And I'm just going to say, hold your horses, all right? Now, I would not necessarily put him in my top 5 just yet, but I would definitely have him in my top 10. Now, you're probably thinking, what is my top 10? I don't have to disclose that shit to you just yet, but goddamn it, he's number 10 on my top 10. All right? Just know David Robinson is still in there. Kareem, right? Wilt Chamberlain, Bill Russell. And there's more to be added as well. But honestly and truly, I honestly compare the Joker to kind of a Tim Duncan essence. I know he's played center, but him and Tim Duncan's styles are pretty similar. Now, Tim Duncan definitely wasn't stepping back to the three-point line and letting it fly. Of course, different eras of the NBA, but it's just the demeanor, just the hard nose of coming to work, homing in on your skills, doing what you need to do to make sure your team is taken care of. And that's what the Joker necessarily did. And it's kind of funny, while we're on this topic, just looking at the Denver structure of how their team was built, right? And I'm going to kind of not slander my guy, LeBron, but I'm going to slander him a little bit because he came in hot and ready, Little Caesars. His first stint with the Cleveland Cavaliers didn't work out, but LeBron kind of adopted this super team model, right? And you're probably thinking, hold on, well, didn't Boston do it with Ray Allen, Kevin Garnett, and Paul Pierce? Yes, but you kind of see it didn't stick because they were a little bit older in their career in regards to it. But this supermodel stature, I think, only works for LeBron. And what I mean by that is buying in on a team. So let's look at this, for example. You had LeBron James with the Miami Heat, right? Of course, that was the Dwayne Wade team. But LeBron was bought, so was Chris Bosh. Boom. Team came together. They were damn near in their prime, and they started beating the shit out of everybody and winning championships. Same model that was brought to when he came back to Cleveland. Kyrie was drafted there, but then, Kevin Love was at it, bought in, X, Y, and Z. Same thing with the Lakers. Traded for Anthony Davis, him, LeBron, Mickey Mouse bubble, they won. So that kind of mode of necessarily paying to play, which is my favorite model, it works for LeBron. But if we're looking at recently with the championships that were crowned, right? We have the Milwaukee Bucks. We have the Denver Nuggets. We had the Warriors before KD, right? And I'm just going back in the time with the San Antonio Spurs and the dynasty that they necessarily had and what was going on. If you're looking at this, it's kind of a pattern that's taking place of homegrown stars versus store-bought. Right? I call it microwave. I call it fast food. Versus if you take your ass home, open a cookbook, and actually take your time in cooking it, it's going to taste better being homegrown than being fast food. The fast food stuff is getting played out. We're getting full. We're getting tired of it. But this homegrown type of thing is actually something that is more fun to watch. Jokic, right? We all know the famous draft scene of Jokic getting drafted doing a Taco Bell commercial. Murray also being drafted there. The only piece that they necessarily bought, and you can say KCP and all that bullshit, but it's Aaron Gordon, right? Aaron Gordon being the 4th overall pick from Arizona, was drafted to the Orlando Magic at the time, was the only piece that was bought for a bag of chips that they necessarily traded him for. But if we're looking at this homegrown way, I like it because it took time. Actually, Denver went through the rigors, and it took time for Murray to get used to Joker. And then you also added Michael Porter Jr. to the mix, another person that they drafted, and just using their form system to make sure things click. And I'm going to throw shade on my Clippers because, goddamn it, we paid to play, and all we do every day is keep sending a bill back and forth to Kaiser Permanente, letting them know that we don't got it, right? So even the Clippers, right? I think the Clippers necessarily were on the right success, but then, of course, Kawhi and all this came around, but it just all crumbled down. But we had Shea that now is the star of OKC. That would have been something nice to see as a Clipper fan, right? The Lakers is actually starting to kind of get this kind of feel a little bit, even though it's not homegrown other than Austin Reeves, but they're starting to understand that the young talent, giving them time to develop in the city is actually going to be better than constantly going out to buy. So I'm going to tell you this, right, as you look at the breaks. Take time out and do some homegrown stuff, right? Buy it, nurture it, look it up recipes, work on that, right? Don't lose your recipes. We losing too many recipes out here. Stop buying fast food because eventually fast food is going to burn itself out and you're going to be stuck with the homegrown stuff. That's all I got to say. But we're going to go ahead and pay these bills. When we come back, we'll talk more about NBA. And I got some news about the state of Florida. Stay tuned.
United One Protection Services. With over 30 years of experience, United One Protection Services has more expertise and knowledge than the other security companies combined. Residential, commercial, municipal, or institutional, United One Protection Services does more than just security. We protect your livelihood. United One Protection Services.
Profanity Nation. A podcast for the fans, by the fans. Dive deep into the topics the other shows miss, raw and uncensored.
And he's going to play team ball. His legacy is at stake.
Rare, hard-hitting interviews with players, coaches, and you, the super fans.
I'm not hating. I'm like, okay, cool. Good.
3 championships in 5 years. He's more than good, bro.
Profanity Nation. Listen live or subscribe on your favorite podcast platform. Powered by Jesse Brown of Keller Williams.
Welcome back. Welcome back. It's your boy, Leave It to Be. And these are the breaks. Let's go ahead and transition to our NBA Fast Break. And I can't say it enough. Mark your calendars. Mark your calendars. June 30th is going to be a sight to see. And you're probably thinking, why? It's NBA free agency, right? Just even though we got done with the finals, it's time to see what's going to be on the road.
Boom.
Now, there is chatter in the streets, and what I mean by in the streets, you know, it's shams. Because if it was going to drop it, it's going to be a bomb. All right. So word on the streets is that the New Orleans Pelicans is in talks with trading up in the draft to get Scoot Henderson. Now, you're probably thinking, who is on the road, right? Is it going to be Mr. Horny himself, Zion Williams? Now, it might be Mr. Horny for all the antics that's been going on in New Orleans, but let's be realistic. To go up there to go get Scoot is going to be kind of interesting because you can either talk to Charlotte, who has the number 2, or you can talk to Portland. Now, Portland, it doesn't make sense because Dame has been flirting. At first, Dame was a committed man in a marriage. Now Dame has taken that wedding ring off and he's in the streets flirting at a high rate. Let them know, like, hey, y'all haven't been good to me. I'm not going to be good to you. Now, just honestly, I feel like Dame should have just been traded a long time ago. But let's get back to this trade talk. Looking at the construction of the Charlotte Hornets, if they bring Zion Williams in, is it a Malik Bridges situation, right? And what I mean by that, just another high flyer, right? Another high flyer that can slam. Zion hasn't really shown that he can shoot, but him and LaMelo Ball might be some exciting basketball down there. Who else is going to come with Zion? It's for sure going to be Jackson Hayes, right? And it's going to be Murphy as well in a trade and probably some draft picks. Let's move on to Portland. We for sure know Simons is on the move, right? It's going to have to be some more parts, some more young talent that's going to be on the move with Portland. But I don't see moving Zion being a real intricate part of this trade. It's going to be more of that younger talent that New Orleans is sitting on. And New Orleans is trying to find that point guard, that stable, homegrown point guard that's going to be a staple in their franchise, right? Just think about it. Scoop, CJ, Ingram. That's a nice little matchup that's going on. Also in the news, in regards to NBA news, Kyrie, right? Kyrie has been flirting with LeBron about coming to Dallas. It's a whole bunch of stuff that's going on. But I will say this, Kyrie will get his money. He probably will stay with Dallas unless they start packaging up different package deals to get him out of there. I don't see it really fathering, but we got to stick around and see. All right, let's go ahead and transition to our game of the week, which is going to be the Sparks. That's what basketball got left, and the Dallas Wings. Now, the ladies basketball has been very exciting. I will say this, the Sparks have been very exciting, but they came up short. But I call it growing pains, right? This team is going to be really good. Nneka has been on a tear. She's almost averaging a double-double. She has like 9.7 rebounds. She also has about 22 points. I'm kind of paraphrasing here, but Nneka has been on a tear. When it comes to the Sparks, the only thing I have to say is finish. Ladies, y'all got to finish. That's the main thing that I see here. You have to finish. If you don't finish, it's going to be a long road for you. But I do have them winning against the Dallas Wings. And we're going to be right on track. We're going to be good to go in regards to that. All right, let's go ahead and switch gears. Let's go ahead and get our hands dirty a little bit. Let's go ahead and jump into our NFL breakdown. And, oh, man, I can't wait, right? 2 more months away from NFL time. And I'm just going to tell y'all now, the Breaks family, I'm just going to let you know now, this slander is universal. I'm going to slander the Cowboys any chance I can get. The Los Angeles Rams, they are okay with me. The Las Vegas Raiders will get the bulk of the slander. All right. And any other fan base is welcome. All right. As you see here, Philly is the way. And I think Kobe agrees with me, being for Philly as well. Now let's jump into it. The New York Jets. All right, J-E-T, Jets. Now, you're probably thinking, why am I bringing up the Jets? The Jets say they want a target on their back. Why? Why do you want a target on your back? Because you have Aaron Rodgers now? Jets, it doesn't mean shit. You haven't did anything at all. Your goal should be just getting to the playoffs, right? The last time the Jets did anything significant was the second goddamn Apollo mission in which we landed on the moon. And then you got some things going on with Charlie Manson and a bunch of things like that. Other than that, y'all should just shut the fuck up because nothing needs to be talked about, right? You have Aaron Rodgers. If you really want to think about checking stats from last season, that should give you an indication of how better you're going to get. You probably make the playoffs, but we don't see no Super Bowl or anything like that taking place. So all this riff-rack and then all this Scooby-Doo talk or target on the back, CJ Mosley, shut the fuck up because it's not going to happen. Just chill. Go into the season, positive thinking, but don't do all this talking without backing it up. My God, just sound like a bunch of chatty patties over there. All right. Next thing we want to talk about is going to be our boy Hopkins. Hopkins has necessarily, again, this is the receiver from the Arizona Cardinals, but, now he is free to do whatever he wants to move around the cabin, right? He went ahead and visit the Tennessee Titans. He's also slated to go ahead and visit the Patriots. Now, word on the street again, this is not from Shams. This is necessarily information that was given that he is around the range of either making $8 million in 1 year or close to, I'll say about $12 million to $18 million on a 2-year deal. I'm just going to say it now. Anybody can go get him. Anybody can have it in regards to Hopkins. I personally would like him to go back to Cleveland and their new logo. If you haven't seen it, it's a beautiful dog logo. But I like him and Deshaun Watson back on the connection in regards to being a dominant receiver. Now, when it comes to receivers, it's always drama in the land. Stephon Diggs has not reported to mandatory camp. And we're kind of speculating here, right? I wouldn't say it's money. I don't think it's money. I think it's something going on with the offensive coordinator. It's not Josh Allen, right? Josh Allen is doing what the coaches is telling him to do. I think it's how he's being used in the system that has him ticked off. And that overall, receivers are very. I don't like saying diva or anything like that, but they're very. I would say superstar oriented right? In which if it's not about them, they're going to throw a fit, i.e. Terrell Owens and others, right? I would tell you this, Buffalo fans, relax. He's going to be at camp. They just have to iron out a few things like all men do, right? And he'll be there. Y'all be all right. But y'all not going to be good enough. I'm just going to tell you now. It's all about the Eagles, damn it. And if we don't get together, I'm going to be on their bumper. So let's take a quick break again. We got some more bills to pay. But when we come back, we're going to talk about maybe some NDAs and a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Y'all take y'all time. These are the breaks.
Profanity Nation. A podcast for the fans, by the fans. Dive deep into the topics the other shows miss. Raw and uncensored.
And he's going to play team ball. His legacy is at stake.
Rare, hard-hitting interviews with players, coaches, and you, the super fans.
I'm not hating. I'm like, okay, cool. Good.
3 championships in 5 years. He's more than good, bro.
Profanity Nation. Listen live or subscribe on your favorite podcast platform. Powered by Jesse Brown of Keller Williams.
United One Protection Services. With over 30 years of experience, United One Protection Services has more expertise and knowledge than the other security companies combined. Residential, commercial, municipal, or institutional, United One Protection Services does more than just security. We protect your livelihood. United One Protection Services.
Welcome back. It's your boy, Leave It to Beef, and these are the breaks. Now, before we start talking about our NDA segment, right, I want to take a visit to a very beautiful place. If you haven't been, it's been multiple teams there, but this is the Heartbreak Hotel. And I want to give a big shout out to the state of Florida. Y'all just come on down, NHL and NBA. Let's go ahead and celebrate together. The Las Vegas Knights went ahead and put the Panthers out their misery, and the Possums can actually transform back to human beings and transform back to the Miami Heat.
Defeated.
And just enjoy the coast, right? This week we will have Flamin' Hot Cheetos for the Heat because I think that's what they like to eat. And we will have Salisbury steak for the Panthers just because the state of Florida is all fucked up. And I feel like those are combinations they would like to eat when they have dinner. All right, I could be wrong. I don't know. But, yeah, y'all enjoy it. Jimmy, take a good time off. Gabe Vincent, find your jumper. Because, my God, that shit disappeared in the finals. And I'm just going to say this. The Miami Heat, y'all really tore up some prize picks, right? And I tell you, don't come around me gambling, but a few of us was gambling with $5 to make $200. Because I seen some things I like, right? But y'all keep blowing these 6 parlays with that bullshit. I'm actually happy it's over because a few people was going bankruptcy on the neighborhood. It's ridiculous. Like, y'all get it together, please. All right? Now, I've been waiting. Other co-hosts has talked about it. Michael has talked about it. But y'all have been waiting for me, and I've been waiting for you. Mariah Mills, Zion Williamson, NDAs. Now, Zion, Mr. Horny, come on down. I want you to sit on down and listen to this segment because this is just for you. All right? Sir, you need to have NDA signed, period. Right? I know you probably have NDA signs for like chefs and other things. I know you're not foreign to the NDA world, right? If you're going to be using Snapchat to communicate for sex parties, right, just like they do in Boston, you was having them in New Orleans and things like that. Again, congratulations on the baby, right? Who cares what your baby mama used to do? She used to be a stripper, ex-wife. We don't care. What we care about is Mariah Mills and how she has not stopped. It is day 36 of God, I don't know how many times she keeps tweeting. She's delusional. It's like a mental institution. It's like the Joker breaking out of the mental hospital in a robe, walking down the street laughing as he's just destructing shit. And that's all she has been doing. Now, shout out to your PR team in regards to announcing you donating money to the school and things like that. But Zion, you got to keep it in your pants. I know you a young talent and you out here horny and, you know, pay to play is nothing to you with the contracts you did. But the only thing that's taken away from you, Zion, if you're pumping in one location, handling business, you're not pumping on the court, right? You're not pumping up none of your stats, right? All you're doing is showing up with anime cartoon clothes on and just sitting there wasting space and time. That's why honestly I think your name is coming up in trades, because they paid you, you're not playing, and you're just wasting time. It's like, I honestly think the New Orleans Pelicans want to sign an NDA with you like they honestly didn't know you, right? They just want you to just shut up and just keep it rolling. Right? Now, back to Mariah Mills, the porn star, and all that good stuff. Baby girl, listen. I know you love your fame. I know you're enjoying your time on Twitter, telling America all the glamorous things that you and Zion did in the bed, right? But it's not looking good for you. It's literally looking as if you have snapped. If anyone's seen the show Snap, right, you know how it goes. And Mariah, baby, you're losing everything. You might have gay followers because they're nosy and things like that. But what I mean by that is, Mariah, the name of the game that you're in, clients don't want to be on notice when they do something wrong. They just want to pay, have their good time, because you know it's part of what they do, and they just want to chill. But you're blowing the spot. You're going to make it much harder for people in that industry to even indulge anymore, right? Now, Zion, focus on you. Zion, you want to know the best way to make this go away? Start signing NDAs. If not NDAs, get healthy and actually play some goddamn basketball. Use your knees to actually, run, jump, shoot, play defense, things like that. Don't use your knees for sex escapades, right? Don't use your knees to necessarily walk down the street and go to the ATM and make all these different transactions so you can have all these sex parties, right? All I'm going to say is this, you're a world-class talent, right? Use it. Use it. It's okay to be a little bit horny, right? Everybody says a sex addiction. It's not a sex addiction. He's young. He's young, dumb, and a whole bunch of millions. I'm going to tell you right now, if I had that money, I'm for sure going to Atlanta, blowing it at the strip club. As I'm blowing it at the strip club, you will see wings coming to my table. You will see Drake coming to my table. You might see Ja Morant and a gun coming to my table too, just for extra security, because that's what he like to do, wave guns and think he's security. All right, Ja, we haven't forgot about you. I'm just waiting for Alvin Silver to come out and bring the belt so we can tell what's going on. But I think they should do an interview, because if you don't know, Zion and Ja Morant used to be on the same AAU team, right? I think they should start a TV show called Guns and Buns to kind of talk about the 30 for 30 of why Ja can't stop waving guns and why Zion can't stop playing with the buns. It might be the best hit brought to you by ESPN. All right. So remember, Zion, NDAs, use them. Hey, this your boy, Leave It to Beef, and this has been another great episode of The Breaks. You can follow me at Leave It to Beef 31 on Instagram and Twitter. And if you miss me like I'll be missing y'all can always visit me on Sunday on We Don't Make the Rules podcast, 5:30 p.m. But hey, everybody, before y'all go, I want to tell y'all, even though the NBA is done, hold tight. 2 months, NFL time. And I'm going to tell you, the gloves is coming off. Y'all have a great day. Peace.